Welcome, accepting our sexual energy and how it's interlinked with abundance and money. We are in the age of abundance. Therefore, we are in the age of freeing ourselves from past patterns, past programs, from of all humanity consciousness, right? Of all program of the religion and then the environment and more and more. That means that sexually we are freeing ourselves. We're removing shame, guilt from our physical body of how we look like naked, and also on just the act itself of being sexual, of interacting with other sexual beings. And then next level of that is to embody the energy, right? Because physical sexual act is not enough. We need to have like energetic orgasm. That means that we embody our heart open, we embody the depth of our sacral, and we sublimate that sacral energy up the spine to use it to boost a specific chakra, the throat, the third eye, the crown, the heart, whatever I wish. And then I can boost also my manifestation with this in mind, which is all the concept of sex magic. So it is more and more popular. There's all kind of shows out there. I highly suggest this one, Sex, Love, and Goop on Netflix. It's a very good introduction to the exploration of this subject. A lot of it's good entertainment. Very very good advice. Also, they're bringing in some expert. There's this tantric coach, this woman, I forgot her name. She's living in Boulder, Colorado, and she's very, very famous in the industry. In this episode, her partner is showing how to give an energetic orgasm. And the two participants of the show, they're like, never saw this in their life. How is this possible, right? Because they don't really talk about chakras in the show. But as you can see here, he's putting one hand, sending energy on her heart, and then he's having one hand under her pelvis, activating the root chakra, spinning the energy, the spiral, and activating the kundalini, which then if the person is really expanded in her energy, chakra aligned, then it's gonna start feeling waves of energical orgasm, goosebumps, pulsation, and so on, which can be in a way similar to those practices that we see more and more on social media, the Kundalini activation process that is coming in different names from different organizations. There's the Kundalini body work, there's the Kali also, not the goddess, but there's a Kali Kundalini activation something. It's another organization that do the same. All those organizations, what they do basically is they do the ancient ways of doing the Shaktipat, which is having someone that has his Kundalini activated that then's gonna go activate the Kundalini of other people by just pressing different energy point and by creating a container, and therefore with music that activate the Kundalini, music that is maybe more upbeat, that is maybe more like drums, the Kundalini, like a serpent, right? That we are singing to make the serpent dance. It is the inner serpent is activating and start dancing, and then we start seeing all kind of serpents everywhere. And then if we really surrender, our body is just gonna move with it, flow with it. Our etheric body, our etheric double, our car body is gonna merge with our physical body, and then in this merge, the etheric double is gonna start moving the physical body, right? And then through this, we can have multiple uh, energical orgasm, full body orgasm. And then next level is to combine this with the sexual act. Multiple books out there. I'm finishing right now the Magdalene manuscript, where Magdalene is teaching her journey through the temple of the sex magic of Isis, and how she was practicing tantra with Jeshua, Jesus. There's an amazing book like She Come First, teaching on how to um, provide for the woman before anything else, and which set the tones open the perfect container for having a domino effect on all those things involved. It's a beautiful mindset. So explore, have fun. It's really like be curious, and it takes time to really free ourselves. Explore also your desires or whatever they are. More and more that we explore our desires, more and more we allow ourselves to try taboo things or try things that we are shy to share with others. More that we feel confident with ourselves, more that we free ourselves. So list all your fantasies, like do a list, find some images that are linked to some fantasy and do a vision board about those fantasies. Why not, right? Explore. There's Mantak also super popular on YouTube. I really like this man from the famous book The Multi-Orgasmic Man, mainly teaching the microcosmic orbit breath work that I'm offering you to do here in this practice of the day. So there's like a 15-minute breathwork exercise, and then this is going to prepare you for the segment sex magic vortex recording that you have access to, and we're going to be combining the microcosmic with up-regulating breath work and down-regulating breath work. I'm going to show you right away. Just before, I want to tell you about Mantakshya. So much teachings for men. For example, uh, most men that know Mantakshya, he teach that how, depending our age, between 30 to 40, between 40 to 50, 50 to 60, there should be a certain of days of holding our semen, of not really wasting it, and then allowing it to really circulate. But somehow it is not good to just hold it for like long period of time, because when there's something that we don't lose, we don't use, we lose it, right? If I don't use my muscle, I'm gonna lose it. So if I'm not used to ejaculate, then somehow like eventually it's gonna be painful doing it if I don't do it. And then there's also benefits of doing it. There's a release of emotion, and then in the book of the Magdalene manuscript, she explained that somehow in the right setting, when the woman is fully open energetically, and then she's magnetic, and then there's an orgasm happening inside, and ejaculation inside, there's a door opening in the womb, energical door opening, that is then sending back life force chi, um, ka energy, and then prana, whatever you want to call it, and then there's a reboot of the whole energy field of the men, where if this nut if this nut is happening, the men by ejaculating is gonna feel depleted. It's gonna feel that it wants to go to sleep, and it takes around like a good 48 hours to rebuild the around like I think 400 million sperms that we just spread, something like that. And so it is also um, possible to have like uh, an orgasm without ejaculating by using the microcosmic orbit breathwork. But by playing with our sexual energy more and more, by being an explorer in this life dimension, more and more we feel confident, more and more we feel sensual, we embody sexual energy, we are a sexual being, and more we become a magnet. And we see this all the time, like you are at the restaurant and you see someone passing by, you can smell it, you feel it, right? Everyone feel it in the room, and everyone is like just turning, who is this person, right? This person is having like a charisma as something, right? This is the sexual energy, and this is a massive tool for abundance, a massive tool for abundance, right? So much opportunities can come out of this by embodying a part of yourself that everyone else is uh, afraid of, or is letting sleep, or is hiding, right? So it's somehow, it's like everyone wants to be like you, and it's a process. It doesn't happen from one day to another. So the microcosmic orbit is circulating the sexual energy through the breath. So we can do it in two ways. So you can do it either with the nose or the mouth. So we inhale, and I inflate my belly. And as I inflate my belly, then I bring down all the energy into my pelvic floor. In my pelvic floor, if this is my cheeks bone, my butt cheeks, it's gonna flatten on the chair, right? And then I just wait there. I hold it for like 2 3 seconds, and I feel like all the activation. I feel the coherence in my root. I feel the kundalini steering itself. I feel the kundalini boiling. All the coherence is activating all this, and then after that I contract. And when I contract, I push up the pelvic floor. And as I push up the pelvic floor, I contract all my butt cheeks, and then I move the energy up the spine. And as I move up the spine, when it passed through the sacral, in the area of the sacral, I contract my core, my abs. As it passed through the area of the solar plexus, I contract. And as I it moved the area of the heart in the back, I contract. And maybe my shoulders are gonna be up. When it start moving up, I wanna relax this area. I wanna keep my shoulder down. And I'm gonna really feel it in the back of my neck, at the entrance of my brain. And then after this, I need to make sure that this is one breath circulating, not one breath after the other. So I need to bring it back up in front, the third eye, and then I take another breath right away to inflate my belly, and then I do another cycle. When we do it this direction, up the spine, this is more of a fire energy. When we do it the other way, down the spine, it's more of a water energy to cool ourselves down. So just one breath. I'm gonna show you. So now I feel a lot of heat in my body. I feel like, whoa, I am sweating a little bit, right? And this is normal. I'm creating fire, right? I'm moving up, circulating that sexual energy. I'm showing it more in the practice video of the breath work, and practice the other side also, of like starting, instead of like inhaling in front and then inflating the belly, I'm inhaling in the back, and bringing my attention down the spine, and then and it's only about like where attention goes, energy goes, right? It's less about the breath. The breath allow you to show the movement. It's more about the awareness. Play with it, have fun with it. Takes a bit of time. And then we want to create some kind of settings. If we want to use sex magic, we can play with it, right? We can fill our bed with money, or create a circle of money, or create a circle of fire with candles, even like create sacred geometry, right? Anything that set a setting that is uh, like out of the common act of having sex, something different, right? Something that you're gonna remember. You put music, you put incense, you dress up, you put the whole thing, right? And then we don't need to wait for someone to do those type of ceremonies. If we start practicing all this by ourselves, we're gonna feel way more confident when it's gonna be the time to do this with someone else. And then through those practices, we want to use up down regulating breath work, and then up regulating breath work. which allow us to last longer. So a down-regulating breath is to connect with the feminine part of ourselves, or just relaxing. It's like more of a massage. It's a slow inhale and then very, very slow and deep exhale through the mouth. And I feel that I'm like melting, right? And then I can go deeper by making some moaning, some sound out of my mouth. Allow us to really relax the nervous system, and then when we combine this with up-regulating fire breath, which energize, stimulate, which is more of a masculine energy, then if we do this roller coaster, it allows us to feel the different depth of our sexual energy through the act. So a fire up-regulating breath would be something like this. And I don't need to do this type of breathing from the whole time that I want to use a fire energy of excitement. I can just do a bit of breath. Easily, I'm going to be lightheaded. So now I'm a bit lightheaded. I want to bring my energy from there to the sacral. So I bring the awareness down and I store it in my sacral. The sacral, that's where we store energy. It's our life force bank, right? And that's it. It takes 1 or 2 seconds, just the awareness of it, right? Your awareness is a container, creating, transforming, being the alchemist. So you're going to be practicing this in the sex magic segment vortex, where there's going to be 2 minutes and a half of water energy, of like slow touching to the tip of your finger, touching every part of your body with gentle touch, with compassion, with slow down regulating breath, with slow movement. And then we're gonna move into fire energy, where it's more like a masculine touch, more firm. It's a fire breath, and then I'm gonna move like to the rhythm of the drums, where I'm gonna be moving faster, okay, and more. I can bring more stimulation into whatever I want to create, right? And then we're going to be doing rhythms like that. And then when we I feel that there's too much stimulation, I'm edging maybe an orgasm, I want to hold, I want to wait, I stop it there, I take a break, and then I take the water to bring it back down, to relax, to hold it, to feel all that built up energy. And what this is going to allow you over time is to explode even more. And then if you combine this to the with the microchemist orbit breath work, sublimating that sexual energy when there's too much sexual energy in the sacral. When the men they come to fast is because there's too much tension in the sacral, too much energy there. So if we allow ourselves to really take a break and sublimate it, after like a minute or two, there's nothing that wants to get out anymore, right? We don't feel that tension there anymore. So it's really the art of playing with this game of fire and water roller coaster. And we need to release any type of trap emotion linked to our sexual energy. Most of it is shame, guilt, can be fears, also insecurities. Scan yourself. Is there any trap emotion I need to release about my sexual energy, to free out my sexual energy, to free my sacral energy, to free my passion, my creativity, right? Is there any relation to emotion linked to a specific act, right? Let's say there's a fantasy there in a list that you explore, and then you're like, oh, I don't like this fantasy. Maybe there's a trap emotion linked to that fantasy. Maybe there's a trap emotion linked to a specific position of sexual intercourse, right? That can come from some type of patterns, environment, or trauma. And once we find the emotion, we transmute it, then we release ourselves from old personalities. It's not our true self. Our true self is not limited. And that's it. Explore. What are you ashamed or shy linked to your sexual life? and scan emotion. Share with others, with your teammates, share on our Telegram group. Thank you so much for your sharing your process, being open, transparent, showing, being the example, and allow yourself to play with your sexual energy to manifest. Right at, at the tip of the sexual buildup, when we're about to orgasm, then as you orgasm, you send a thought, and then you visualize when you want what you want to manifest, and then you receive it in the heart, and then you're living it in the heart as you are having an orgasm, a full body orgasm, right? Because there's genital orgasms are just like physical genital area orgasm, and then there's full body orgasm that are energical orgasm because our chakras are open, and then we're using the microcosmic orbit breathwork to move the sexual energy up. Have fun, explore. Thank you.